What is up, everybody? It is your boy Farai. Thank you once again for tuning in to another video, man. Shout out Notifications Squad and shout out to everyone on the Discord. In today's video, we're going to be doing part 2 of the R&B rap vocal effect that we did a few days ago. This time around, we're going to be covering the background vocal. So if you want to get a more spacious, wider vocal sound similar to Chris Brown, T-Pain, etc., this is definitely for you. Definitely check out the links in the description for the full FLP, vocal recording course, vocal mixing course, as well as vocal enhancer to really help you up your game. Nonetheless, let's hop on the computer, squad up, let's get it. Alright, man, as always, let's take a listen to the track first off, and then we'll do some soloing of the background vocals, which are right here, and we'll also do some effects and see how those complement the whole track. So let's get into it.
Everybody think you shy, but I know you a freak, little baby. I know you a freak, little baby. Shawty threw it back on me, I think she hates it. Jamaican girls run the world so amazing. Say she from Belgium, but she looking Asian. Pulling up, drop top, new Beamer. Ooh, that's your girlfriend, I ain't seen her. I got a new girl named Tina, Serena. We could walk it out like Juan and Gina. Deep crib in the middle of the night.
As you can see right there, straight vibes. So let's get straight into it, man. I'll do a bit of a solo of the vocal mix just as it is, so we can get an idea of what's going on, and then we'll break down each layer. So let's do that. So just with the effects, and then the main vocal, and then the doubles.
Say she from Belgium, but she looking Asian. Pulling up, drop top, new Beamer. Ooh, that's your girlfriend, I ain't seen her. I got a new girl named Tina, Serena. We could walk it out like Juan and Gina.
So pretty cool, right? So now let's start dissecting it. We'll turn off the external effects, and then we'll turn off the main vocal as well, just so you can hear what's going on there.
She from Belgium, but she looking Asian. Pulling up, drop top, new Beamer. Ooh, that's your girlfriend, I ain't seen her. I got a new girl named Tina, Serena. We could walk it out like Juan and Gina.
Alright, so there you go. Pretty crazy, right? So we'll start off with the double. Double is pretty simple, man. All we want is something that's going to complement our main vocal on certain sections of the hook. Especially, you can definitely do it in your verses as well, but this definitely works in full effect on the hook. So just with the doubles in the background.
She from Belgium, but she looking Asian. Pulling up, drop top, new Beamer. Lord. Serena, we could walk it out like Juan and Gina.
As you can see right there, nice, simple and sweet. We're only using 3 plugins really. So what we're doing is we're running into the auto-tune, right? Definitely a must. You know, Chris Brown is definitely on the auto-tune wave. He's been quite early on it. But yeah, I've got more of an aggressive tone going on, more like T-Pain in this one. 0 retune speed. I'm using this natural vibrato, which you can use if you'd like. This is really up to you. You also want to really mess around with. I've seen that there is definitely a different tone with each one of these. So I'm generally alto, I guess, if you would choose a kind of pitch for me to be singing in. Alto works for me. If you've got a higher pitched voice, you could definitely go for soprano, and if you have a deep voice, you can go for low male. These will definitely affect the way that the auto-tune perceives your voice, so you want to be messing around with that. Second to that, obviously you want to make sure your scale of the song is right. That's kind of a must. One thing I generally do is I've got this plugin right here called the Hornet Song Key, and it generally tells me what scale the song is in. There are also some free alternatives out there that you can use. Pretty cool. But nonetheless, there you go. Auto-tune, you know, it's really subjective, so you want to use whichever one you have your hands on. You could also use the Fruity Pitcher, doesn't really matter. That is stock with FL Studio. After that, man, what I run into, this is a plugin I'm just lucky I got for 30 bucks. I think this is a really cool plugin. This is the Soundtoys Echo Boy Jr. And the reason I like this is it's got 2 parts to it, right? So all in all, it's really a smaller version of the Echo Boy, which is their kind of most famous plugin, very popular with a lot of professional mixers. But really what it does is it has a delay section, and then it also has this really interesting kind of analog emulation section. And if we kind of look at what we're doing with the delay section, I'm not really doing too much with it. As you can see right there, I've got the mix on full, but I'm really only delaying it 0.2 seconds, and that's complementing the EQ kind of analog thing that we have going on. So if I was to just solo it, I'll turn off this H910, which we'll run through just now. We'll take a listen to it without, so we'll go to there.
Pulling up, drop top, new Beamer. Lord.
So as you can hear right there, it kind of sounds like this telephone delay effect thing, but once we turn it off, you can hear how much we lose, right?
Pulling up, drop top, new Beamer. Lord.
So as you can see, it does 2 things, right? It gives us a bit of depth, right, by us using the echo section. We've also got this normal of this mode set on wide. It does definitely do a bit of a stereo enhancement, and that's why displacing it by 0.2 is going to give it a bit of that stereo width. but it also gives us a bit of EQ, or a lot of EQ, right? So you can definitely hear what's going on and we'll flip through a few of them, and then I'll show you what they kind of sound like within the context of the track.
Pulling up drop top, new Beamer. New Beamer.
Honestly, don't remember what we had it on. I think it was on Flex. I hope. But as you can hear, that one works for me. It kind of has this, is it Plex? Yeah, it kind of has this cool sound that I just really like. So if this is on sale again, I highly recommend you to cop this. If you're not a fan of kind of doing lots of EQ and distortion and that kind of thing, you can definitely scoop up this to have a cool instant kind of sound. We also make use of the low cut and then the high cut as well, just to really further kind of blend it into the track. So there you go. We also use the output saturation, which gives us a bit more analog distortion. So that gives us our telephone effect. Now you could also use an EQ and a distortion if you do not have your hands. If you do not have access to this plugin, you could also use a flangus as well, just to really help spread the vocal. So there you go. Sounds pretty cool, right? Within the track.
Pulling up drop top, new Beamer. Ooh, that's your girlfriend, I ain't seen her. I got a new girl named Tina, Serena.
You can hear it's just kind of in the background doing its thing, and it's pretty happy that way. So cool. After that, man, we're using one of my favorite plugins. This was definitely a very popular piece of hardware to have in the 80s and 70s. I think the 80s this came out. This is the Eventide H910. I have got a slightly newer version of that, which is the Eventide. I mean, as usual, I've got the GoPro here. Generally, I run my vocals to the micro pitch shift. There is a emulation of this within this as well, which is 508. But yeah, it does something very similar. It's pretty cool, and you know, it's pretty much a stereo enhancer, right? All it's doing is, it's also a delay, but it's also a stereo enhancer. But really what it does is you can offset the left and right channels to do some really crazy stuff. So let's just remember what we're on right there, 22.5. If I was to kind of mess around with it.
Pulling up drop top, new Beamer. Ooh, that's your girlfriend, I ain't seen her. I got a new girl named Tina, Serena. We could work it out like my. Pulling up drop top, new Beamer. Serena, we could walk it out like one and Gina.
Let me just kind of loop a piece so you can hear.
Girls run the world so amazing. Say she from Belgium, but she looking Asian. Pulling up drop top, new Beamer. Girls run the world so amazing. Say she from.
So it kind of does this really interesting thing where it kind of just like, it spreads the track, but it also dips the vocal into the vocal. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, man, after that, you know, simple and sweet. That's pretty much our sound. Do you know what I mean? And then we run into the main vocal analog chain. But definitely check out the full video for a kind of in-depth look at that. So after that, man, we have our BG left and right. Now this is super simple. I'll kind of show you what we're doing beforehand. All we're doing is we're recording two separate takes. Now, depending on what type of R&B artist you are, you can do many more. I wouldn't really generally go over like 6 to 8 max, really, unless you really know how to harmonize. So that's more for the professionals. But if you like me and you just freestyle and rap and that kind of thing, 2 is going to be perfect. You know, on top of that, you can put a double and then you're really set. So if I display these together again, just so you can get an idea.
She from Belgium, but she looking Asian. Pulling up drop top, new Beamer. Girls run the world so.
So there you go, you get an idea. But soloed, we can kind of see what's going on, pretty cool.
Pulling up drop top, new Beamer. Oh, that's your girlfriend, I ain't seen her. Got a new girl named Tina, Serena.
As you can see, it's just, you know, bits and bobs that kind of pop in the track. I think I was actually supposed to get rid of one of these parts here. Let's just hear what this is.
Pulling up drop top, new Beamer.
Yeah, here we go. So I should actually remove this. I can't believe I didn't for the first video, but there you go. It should be more cleaned up. So if we listen to kind of how we harmonize, and then we'll put in the main vocal.
Oh.
Pretty cool, right? We also have the I think it would be here, maybe. Yeah, these two right here. So
oh.
So as you can see, you know, let me just clean that up a bit better.
Oh.
It's really just 2 different kind of pitches that we sing at, right? So one would be ooh, and then the other one would be and together it creates this really cool natural chorusing sound that you don't really need to edit. Generally, some people would use like an Antares harmonizer or something to really help kind of spread the sound. But if you just record twice, you really don't need to apply much processing. All you need to do is pan, each vocal left and right, okay, so hard left meaning 100% left and then 100% right, and then you just want to apply the same auto tune. And obviously as you can see, it's just hardcore T-Pain style auto tune. And then all I really want to do as well is just dip away some of the lowest bass, because it's not really needed. It's kind of adding too much weight to the track. We want it to sound wide but not so much like overpower the main vocal. So that's pretty much that, man. And if we bring in the main vocal,
that's your girlfriend, I ain't seen her. Got a new girl named Tina, Serena. We could walk it out like one and Gina.
And then you can just kind of edit them to sound really tight. And that's really all we do, man. It's pretty simple, right? So obviously you could do many more vocal layers. You could have a double like Chris Brown would do. Generally, I'm sure he has about 2 or 3 of these channels. If you are a template owner, you can just actually save each mixer track as, and then just load it up again. You know what I mean? All you do is just file and then load it up over here in your section, and then you can just re-record them, right? All you want to do is route them to the same place, and you'll have them there, and then you can record more. And I've kind of heard with Chris Brown's tracks, he might have one of these over here, and then another one over there, and then maybe even another one over there. You know what I mean? And then he can input them in certain parts of the track to kind of emphasize certain words and that kind of thing. So yeah, man, that's pretty much all I would say. We also have these as well. These are analog recordings of the main vocal. So and it's just kind of there in the background. We also have this distortion. And that's just really helping emphasize our main vocal. So
ooh, that's your girlfriend, I ain't seen her. I got a new girl named Tina, Serena. We could walk it out like Mon and Gina.
My bad for the distortion going a bit crazy, but you get the idea. Let's bring this in maybe.
Ooh, that's your girlfriend, I ain't seen her. I got a new girl named Tina, Serena. We could walk it.
So pretty cool, right? And that's pretty much how we get a much wider vocal sound. So, and how to mix some cool background vocals. Not too hard, keep it simple, keep it sweet, and definitely focus on your recording so that when you have everything playing together, it kind of sounds like a choir. Now obviously I'm a bit of an amateur when it comes to mixing R&B style stuff, but not mixing, but recording, my bad. You obviously can pull off some really cool, Jeremiah style vocals and that kind of thing. I rap, so that's all I can really give you, man. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Definitely check out the full breakdown, link in the description. Definitely check out the FLP as well if you'd like to cop this and use it within FL Studio. And hopefully you enjoyed your time spent, man. Have a great evening or a great day wherever you're at, and keep moving, keep working. I'll check out next time. Peace out.